Hey everybody, today we are going to be talking about Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, and more specifically, we will be talking about the Barbarian. Yes, the Barbarian, the most brutal and vicious class in the game. Now, these guys are very similar to the fighters. Um, they're all about combat. There's no magic, mostly just combat. Good base attack bonus all the way. Um, Good fortitude save. I think that's it. They might have a good reflex save too. I'm not for sure. But there are some differences between the fighter and the barbarian. Namely, the barbarian is all about offense. All about offense. They have a D12 hit dice. That's insane. They're the only class with a D12. Everyone else is less than that. Even the fighter and the paladin only got like 10s. So, yeah, barbarians, they got a lot of health, and they're going to need it because they have no defense. Well, they got more defense than the casters, but the casters hide in the back. Barbarians are right there in the fray of things with not that much better defense than the wizards. So they're taking quite a beating. Um, they're designed for it, though. But they're dishing quite the beating back. Basically, like a two-handed weapon is what they use. Power attack. That's a barbarian. Rage is their signature feature of the class. I mean, they find a rage. They gain a bonus to strength. They get a bonus to constitution temporarily, although falling out of range could kill them, um, depending on the situation. It's a very brutal class. Uh, I really like it. I think it pairs well with the fighter, to be honest. Um, Mix a little bit of savagery with refinedness. Uh, it works good in multi-class. I've thought of a couple of good ways to pull something off like that. But anyways, back to the barbarian. It's just a strong class. What more can I say about it? Yeah, like I say, it has rage. They get damage reduction, which helps. When they're in the fray, getting beat up all the time, they're not going to take quite as much damage. Although the damage reduction isn't really enough to help all that much in the fray. I mean, they're going to be there wearing light armor. Um, yeah, and no shield, so their AC isn't going to be that high. It's going to be, by high levels, maybe 20. Um, yeah, so not the best in terms of armor. Well, actually, probably higher, but maybe you could see it hitting as high as 30, I suppose, by the 20th level. But it's going to be relatively low, especially compared to like the fighter. But I mean, their damage is just ridiculous. Two-handed, massive strength. I mean, oh, barbarian. They're designed to do damage. They also get some roguish abilities. They get, I think they get trap sense and a few other things like that. A little bit nature-based, like the druid and the ranger. They get a few things like that as well. Um, but mainly it's the rage, and they can do so much stuff with their rage. The Complete Warrior is going to be the go-to book for special feats. There's a ton of feats just for barbarians in there. Some big feats you definitely might want to take: Extended Rage and Extra Rage. Extra Rage is one of those nice ones that you can take as many times as you want, and they always stack. Um, Usually anything that just gives you a greater number of times per day will stack infinitely. Um, yeah, like extra turning for clerics, toughness, which is a good one for barbarians, that will stack. But yeah, there's a lot of good ones like that. Barbarians are all about health. Now, a barbarian in combat is going to need a cleric or a druid right there with him. He's going to need a buddy because that guy is going to die. He has no means of recovering that health that he is going to lose. Yeah, he's dishing out damage and he is killing guys faster than anybody, except for the wizard and the sorcerer, who those guys do ridiculous damage, but they're limited in their usage. Uh, so that kind of sucks for them. Whereas, of course, the barbarian he's limited in the number of times he can rage per day, although that number gets pretty high by the high levels, and really it stops mattering after a while. It's like, oh, I can only rage 10 times, things 5 times per day by 20th level, and that keeps going up as epic. So at 5 times per day, I mean, how often do you get 5 battles in one day? Not too often. By that point you'll be doing pretty much every battle in a rage. But, sometimes you're going to do more. But anyways, the cleric is going to be your buddy, or the druid. Probably get along a little better with the druid since they're both a little bit more nature-based. But it's a good class. It has some restrictions, like barbarians cannot be lawful. The cool thing about it, unlike other class restrictions, they do not lose their benefits if they later become lawful. They just can no longer advance in the barbarian class. So ex-barbarians, really, they take no penalties. They still keep all their barbarian stuff. So that's pretty nice. So you could take a level of barbarian and then say, you know what, I want to be lawful now and I'm going to become a monk, and then just go straight monk from there and get a little bit extra of a speed boost, since the barbarians do get that speed boost at first level, making them actually faster than the monk initially, although the monk catches up with them pretty quick and then surpasses them not too long after that. But yeah, the barbarians are all about, they rush in. I mean, that 10-foot speed boost is nice. Yeah, generally that'll give you a 40-foot land speed, be able to clear distances fast. The fact that you're only wearing light armor, you're not taking an encumbrance to your speed. The fact that you get all these weapons. Barbarians are just a cool class. They do massive damage. They have massive health. They're just really, really, really strong. Yeah, they got some funny stuff. I mean, if you're going to be playing a barbarian, you're going to get made fun of because of one little class feature of the barbarian: illiteracy. Everyone loves illiteracy. It's fun because, well, a barbarian, they're great on survival instincts. You put a barbarian in the woods and he'll find his way to town. Elf can find his way just fine until he hits the road and sees the sign and goes, I don't know what this says, because he can't read it. I mean, yeah, barbarians are, it's just funny messing with them because they can't read. You put a job listing, they can't read it. Everyone else can, but they can't. So that is a bit of a character flaw with them, but it's interesting and it can be overcome pretty easily. I think it's 2 skill points can be spent in order to fix that, or they can just multi-class into anything. I mean, yeah, multi-class in any way whatsoever, and they get rid of it because they're the only ones with that class feature. Yeah, there's some good prestige classes for the barbarian as well. The frenzied berserker, for one, which, oh my god, those guys are just crazy. I'll talk about that in another video, but that's definitely, you definitely don't take that class without really thinking about it if you have other players in your group, because they're going to hate you. But anyways, yeah, the barbarian, it's great. I mean, there's the bear warrior as well, which takes it a little bit more nature based, a little bit more like the druid with their wild shape. But yeah, it's just a really, really good class. Half orc is really the best race to be if you're going to be barbarian, either that or if you want to go full on orc. Although then you're going to have a lot harder time dealing with people. But yeah, you definitely want something with a high strength. I mean, a halfling barbarian, I see it can be done. It's interesting, but it's not as effective. I mean, at least if you're going to try min-maxing or anything like that, which I personally like. I'm not going to get into that much here. I'll save that for another video. But anyways, as far as barbarians go, there's not a whole lot else to talk about them. So if you like the video, put a like. If there's anything you wanted to discuss about it, if anything you disagree with me on, put that in the comments down below. More than happy to take them. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I've been Mitch, and this has been my channel. Have a nice day.